Hey y'all, WILDKYLE here. Welcome back to the channel. So I am all the way up in Michigan right now, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because first I have something I want to talk to y'all about. I'm walking around on my grandmother's property right now, and I'm up here visiting my mother because she was just recently diagnosed with stage 4 of a rare form of endometrial cancer, and it's pretty serious. And so basically what I wanted to tell y'all and share with you is that my sister did create a GoFundMe account because insurance does not cover all the costs, and the last thing we want my mother worrying about right now is financial issues and things like that, and so we're trying to help her out a little bit. And so I'm gonna have a link in the description below in this video and in the pinned comment as well, where if any of you are able, and please only if you're able to do so, I know we're all having a hard time right now, but if you're able to give anything, just feel free to do that, and I would appreciate it a lot, and I know my mother would appreciate it a lot. So yeah, but you know, today I'm gonna do a little exploring here around Grandma's house. There's a really cool grave site back here with graves from the 1800s, so we're gonna go check that out and check out some stuff around the railroad tracks as well. And I just kind of want to share some stuff with you about growing up here as well, and just kind of get a little personal in that aspect as well. You can see the pond is right over here, and there's a lot of memories there, but I think I might strap on the GoPro and walk around and do some talking so we can get some long clips and stuff like that. And I think it'll be a fun video where we explore a little bit and all that stuff. And I wanted to make y'all aware of everything that was going on within the family too. Y'all are like family and friends to me as well, so I appreciate you a lot. But yeah, let's get to walking around and see some cool stuff. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. I appreciate you. All right, everyone. I think what we're gonna do is actually walk around with the GoPro because it's a lot more steady than my camera, and I don't really actually think this is a video where I need to do a ton of cuts, so it's probably going to be a lot of walking and talking, so hopefully y'all are okay with that. You hang in there with me. But I'm at my grandmother's house all the way up in Michigan right now, and to be honest with you, I'm flooded with memories while I'm here, and it's really cool, and I'd like to share it with y'all. And like I said, out in the back, way back there are 1800s graves. Really interesting little area, so we're gonna check that out as well. But we're gonna kind of start over here to the left of the house. This was grandfather's old work shed. My grandfather passed away years ago. Grandmother's still here, but his name was Leonard, and he did a lot of working in the shed, all that stuff. And there's just kind of a bunch of his stuff still in here, which is fun. And let's see, I don't know if, okay. Sorry, the screen went black and I was like, do I have to tap it or what? But you can see a bunch of just his old tools and stuff in here, which is really cool. And this is really neat right here. There's this milk bottle. What's it say on it? I think it says Bristol half pint liquid. And I have no idea where this came from. I asked my grandmother and she wasn't sure where it came from either. But a really cool old milk bottle. A couple other little bottles hanging around and stuff. And there's actually a box with a bunch of insulators over here that I remember, and Grandma's not really sure where Grandpa acquired those from either. You can see them up there. Pretty cool. Old 1969 Michigan license plate. There's a mirror with me. But yeah, not a whole lot to see in there, but I remember me and my cousins coming in here and setting up these weird bungee cords and like hanging stuff from them and like making forts and all kinds of weird stuff that we did as kids, you know, stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and close that up. All right, so right over here there used to be this big gas can thing right here that we could just like get gas to fill the lawnmower and stuff, but that's gone now. I'm not sure what happened to it. Maybe it was on that side, I'm not entirely sure. And then we got this barn here, probably a lawnmower in there and other stuff like that. Haven't been in there in a long time, but it's locked up, so we probably won't go in there. There's this cool little area. All this used to be a garden right here, but after Grandpa passed away, I think that became more of a thing that Grandma didn't really want to keep up with on her own, so that's completely understandable. And now we're walking to the back. This is a lot drier than it was a few days ago. This was all wet, and I actually saw some snow a couple days ago, so that was interesting, seeing snow for the first time. And this video will maybe be up, it'll probably be up after I get back to Florida, I'm assuming. I don't have internet at my grandmother's house. So that's probably how it's gonna be. Oh, my camera is probably making some strange noise on my body there. It's bouncing around. But I remember walking through here. So see how it's wet right here? This area, sometimes in the winter, this would be really thick ice because all the water from the pond would run down here and it would get frozen. And me and my cousins would come slide on it and play in it and stuff. That was always super fun. A lot of you might not remember that I was born in Michigan, and I was in Michigan until I was about, man, I must have been 13 or 14 or something like that when my parents split up. And so I moved down south with my dad. So he's in Georgia still. That's where you see him in a lot of bottle hunting videos and stuff like that. Well, my hand is getting cold holding this GoPro, not gonna lie. That's wild. So we're getting closer to the pond, but right behind me here is a cool little area of just these big pine trees that are real pretty. That's a little area that me and my cousins used to hang out, play our little fort games or whatever the heck we were doing, you know. But it's really beautiful back here, and it's always really peaceful for me to be here too. So let's get up here to the pond. Here we are. As you can see, the pond is very, very high right now. And there's a duck swimming across it. Maybe we can get a good view of that duck. Oh, where'd you go, duck? I think that duck just went underwater. But we used to swim in here all the time in the summer. That's a beautiful willow tree over there across the way in the summer. And we used to hang out in this little shed all the time too. I think we tried to sleep in it one time and we got scared or something and went back to the house, but that's kind of funny. Right over here there used to be a what are they called? I don't know, but it was one of those boats that you could, a paddle boat, I guess. You could paddle it with your feet. And so we would just kind of jump on there and paddle around the pond. That's not, oh, that's like a beaver. That's not even a duck, that's a beaver swimming across the pond. Y'all aren't going to be able to see it because of the GoPro, don't zoom in, but that's a beaver. He's coming up on the bank over there. He might be staying in the water. Beavers are intense, man. It's cold. Wow. Maybe we can go over there and see him a little closer. That'd be cool. But man, all kinds of memories here. Walking along the pond, having a good time. It's I see snapshots of it, I feel like, as I'm walking around and stuff. I remember that corner over there specifically. We would do a lot of fishing. Then over there on the other corner, there was a lot of frogs, I remember, on that corner. That was neat. Oh, I keep switching hands because each hand is just getting cold. It's a lot colder than I'm used to. Oh, it's sloppy right here. Woohoo! Oh no. Oh, it's real sloppy. Oh, I'm gonna get my feet wet. That's okay. So, something interesting about all this back here is that we're coming up on these grave sites. So I'm gonna get some clips on my other camera, some close-up clips, because the image is clear on that. The GoPro is just better for this walking and talking stuff. But it's a really strange, because I have no idea, and Grandma doesn't know if there was a house or something around here. But there's railroad tracks right back there, which we'll go check out too. But if we come up right over here, there's this area right here is higher than everywhere else for some reason. It's like a mound. We go through here. And luckily, like in the summertime, this is just so ridiculously grown over that it's almost impossible to walk in and see the graves. So I'm glad I'm here right now in the winter or spring to come see this stuff. So you can see there's just a lot of this cement stuff. I don't know if there's a house right here at one point. I mean, there's like an electrical outlet thing and just some kind of weird metal junk and stuff laying around. So there could very well have been a house just up here at one point. So that's interesting, but none of the stuff looks old. Like there's underwear right there. You know, there's just this old stuff. But now right here you can see we're getting on these graves. So I'm going to get some close-up shots of these and cut to them from my good camera, because that says infant children of Eminem Hager died April 11th, 1880. And that's really, I mean, I've been trying to figure out if that means there's 2 children, 1 or 2, and they passed away the same day. That's really kind of wild. And there's a headstone right here, but it's fallen down, as you can see. I would like to come in here maybe and pick these up, get them back upright one day, because I don't think that's necessarily great. And I think that might even be a headstone there, or the base of one. So the only other one that's really standing is this one right here. This one's got 2. This one's harder to read, but it says I think the one on the right says died June 17th, 1880. And the other ones are really hard to see. Albert. I think that one on the right says Albert. And I'm having a hard time reading that one on the left. But yeah, this area is so grown over in the summertime and other parts here. It's really kind of an interesting look up here. To me, it is actually kind of spooky looking. But deer hang out up here a lot. There's a lot of trails and a lot of deer droppings. And right over here, so you can see there, oh, I got hooked by a tree. Right here, so there's the base of a gravestone right there. And I have no idea where the headstone to that one is. And there's something right here. And I don't know if this is a headstone or this is the base of one also. And that's part of the base too, right there. And then there's also this over here, which looks like the base of one. But I don't know where the headstone to that one is either. And I've kind of walked all around here and I don't see any. I guess they could be under the ground somehow, or someone could have taken them at some point, possibly, which would be interesting. But I don't know if you can tell that I'm higher up right here than anywhere else. And it's really just interesting. It's messy. It looks, I mean, there's a lot of animals that come in here and do stuff like this. So I think that's maybe what all these mounds are. But it's just a very interesting area. And the railroad tracks are right back there, not very far. And when you walk this way, there's no more gravestones that I've been able to find. There's just those few right over this way. But as you go over here, I don't really see any more. It really is gorgeous in here. But I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a house up here on this high spot at some point or something along those lines. But those are old graves, like dead in 1880. So, wow. You know, I mean, that's just, those are very old graves. Well, you know, you see right here, there's like, that's roofing for something. Look how close that is to that gravestone now. And there was something right here. I mean, that's way too modern for what the graves are. So there could have been something here later, or there could have been something here earlier and later, and they did a bunch of work on it or something. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really seeing any signs of like old relics out here. This is a lot of stuff from the 70s or something, or the 80s. That cinder block, that's not part of a gravestone, I don't think. Maybe we should go this way, check out the railroad tracks a little bit. So I came out here the other day. I'll show you some of this stuff. I found pyrite on the railroad tracks, and I don't know what the legalities are for walking around the railroad tracks in Michigan, but please don't be angry with me, anyone. I'm just walking around. Oh, my hand is cold. It's different. It's different than Florida, y'all. All right, let's go. We'll make our way through here. There was snow all on the ground back here a couple days ago, which is kind of cool. Lots of this back in the day, too. I remember running through here with my cousins. Oh, before we get to the railroad tracks, we got to go over here. These little areas are really neat and weird. This little magical area, like it's this crazy little thin tree things, and there's all this moss on the ground. To me, this looks so cool. It's like a canopy. And you can see the deer walk all through here. And I've always been really confused about these mounds. I don't know if you can tell. There's like a high spot there, a little high spot there, and that's one right there too. And they're littered through this whole area. I don't know if they were tree stumps or something at one point that somebody cut down or what, but really, oh God, really strange. All right, we're coming up close to the railroad tracks. Also, is it a woodpecker? Ow! What did that hole? My hat fell off. Like, is that a woodpecker hole? Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna make my way through here. Oh, ow! That hit my mouth. Yep. Okay. And there's a beautiful little feather. Hello. All right, here we go. Follow the deer trail to the railroad tracks. Everything here in the winter just looks kind of spooky, doesn't it? There was a fence here. There's part of it. Ooh. The deer come through here a lot. All right, so railroad tracks are right here, which I'm assuming could be associated somewhat with the gravesites, possibly. I don't know, but see all these rocks? So I found a Petoskey stone out here the other day when I was walking around, which is interesting because there's a couple glacier rocks mixed in here, but not much. So that was fun, and I'll show an image of that. And then the pyrite, so maybe we'll pick up a couple pieces of pyrite while we're out here. I'll move over to the camera where I can zoom in and such for that. But it is really pretty out here. Kind of desolate, but really cool. Yeah, so y'all check these out. Okay, there's limestone stuff out here. When I was walking around out here the other day, I noticed these weird rust bits in there. Those are literally pyrite cubes in the rock. Look at, you can see where a cube was sitting right there and it fell out. Little chunks of pyrite. Let's see if we can find some little shiny ones and stuff like that. But that's crazy. Whoops! To see that stuff just out here on the railroad tracks in Michigan. This one right here I can see has a nice little cube on it. Let's see if we can see it in camera good. Right there, you see that? There's a little pyrite cube. That is so neat. Just to see that stuff out here on the railroad tracks. Look at all those little spots are cubes in there. What a wild little area. This might be impossible to see. But look, there's actually little crystals in that rock, little quartz crystals. I thought it looked like it, and then I picked it up, and sure enough, that's pretty neat to see. I don't mind that little find. This one's got a lot of pyrite looking stuff in it. Let's see if there's any decent little cubes exposed. Why won't it focus? There it goes. Not really. Seem to be a couple more right here. Look at this one though. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, wow, look at that. Come on, why won't it focus on there? Let's try again. There we go. Look at that little cube right there. A little bit of shine on it. That's cool. Oh, wow, this is a cool little piece. A couple little cubes in there. Not bad at all. What else is there right here? There's got to be more little pieces right here. There's one. It's like some sort of limestone that this stuff's in. This one's got some rusty pieces in it. Here's some more of this interesting stuff. That shirt, I think. It's real pretty. Beep, beep. Come on, pyrite. I wonder if there's any big pyrite cubes. I haven't seen anything like that. I think they're all small, but still cool. I see a couple decent shiny little cubes in this one. Look at that. Neat. Neat little pyrite cubes. I'd be curious to know what the source of these rocks is. And I do want to know if there's bigger, I don't think there's bigger pieces out here, but maybe where it came from there would be bigger pieces. The rock is kind of similar to where I hunted pyrite in Michigan, but that was on the other side of the state. That was when I was up here last summer. Really cool. Yeah, I figured with all the deer trails back here, we'd hit some bones eventually. There was a deer. Died right here, right in the trail. I wonder if there's a skull laying around anywhere. That's his pelvis area. Look at all those bones. Always kind of neat to see. Kind of cool to see him just kind of resting here. Stuff got kind of scattered around. Where's the head? Oh, well, here's the jaws. Lower jaws. Means the upper jaws must have been taken by somebody. This is pretty easy to find right here, and if it was a little buck, then someone definitely would have grabbed its head. Oh, there's more bones. Another piece of deer jaw and some bones laying in the ground. Right there. I'd like to find a skull. That would be cool. There's the jaw. Right there. Where's a skull with some antlers on it? That'd be neat, right? Oh, there's all kinds of bones right here. There's one, okay, there's another jaw. Where'd the head go? Look at this one. This bone is sitting up in this tree. That's funny. How'd you get there? A lot of deer cross right here. And I can't go over there because that's other folks' property. Oh, ow. Look at all these bones. There's a tree hanging on me. Oh, God. All these, like, pelvis looking bones and stuff. Yeah, kind of neat. Vertebrae. Look at that. That's a, ooh, there's, oh, my GoPro's telling me low battery. I wonder if that's why it turned off on me. Check this out. I feel like I've walked past this 100 times last few days. A skull. Old deer skull. Not a buck. Pretty big teeth on that one. That's crazy how it ended up just sitting right there, right on the edge of the pond. I've always thought that deer skulls looked like a strange alien creature when you hold them this way. These are his eye sockets right there. And this is his little weird mouth. And he's like, and at that, I'll leave that skull there and stop disrespecting it. Sloppy. All right. We're gonna take a shortcut through these here woods if we can. Ooh. I always loved these little sparse piney areas. They're planted pines. One time we had adopted a turtle from the pond as children, which is probably in hindsight not the greatest thing to do. And we buried him over there, so he's buried over there in his resting place when he passed away. And all these little trees right here, whoops, are apple trees. And I have a lot of memories of coming and picking apple trees with everyone. And we would make fresh cider, apple cider, with this little machine. It's like old wooden thing that you mash them up with. And yeah, these are very, very special trees to me in a very special area. Especially for some reason, this one on the end. I just have more fond or more vivid memories of this one right here. Really cool. And that little field area we used to call Mashu Pishu. And there's Grandma's house right there. And I think we'll end the video. Well, for those of you who stuck around that whole time, thanks for hanging out and watching that video. I appreciate it very much. It was really fun to share a lot of cool memories with y'all and all that good stuff. And don't forget about the links in the description below and in the pinned comment for my mother as well. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. Thanks for being here for me. It seriously means the world to me. Y'all have been so incredibly supportive. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. I should have one more video from Michigan coming up at some point. It could have been before or after this, so I can't promise anything on that. And more cool videos coming up soon. So thanks. Love y'all. See you in the next one.